Hey everybody, Garrett that's Skewed and Reviewed here, trying something new today. Please excuse the clutter and please excuse me. It is barely 6 in the morning here. The embargo has just lifted on Spider-Man Far From Home. I got up early and wrote my review. I just put it online. But we thought we'd try something new and see how you guys might respond to a video review. Now, of course, non-spoiler because that's how we go. We're not going to give away any of the numerous surprises, secrets, twists, and turns in the movie. So, Spider-Man Far From Home opening next week, July 2nd. We had our press screening for it last night. As I mentioned, the embargo lifted. So, basic overview, as you know, Peter Parker dealing with the events of Avengers Endgame is trying to get back to some kind of normal life. You know, remember, he's still a 16-year-old teenager. He's got the hots for MJ. He wants to spend time with Ned. He's also been dealing with a lot of traumatic experiences as a result of what happened in Endgame and Infinity War. So you have a situation where he is off to Europe with his classmates, and they're doing a big end-of-year science trip, and he has these grand plans for, this is my chance to get closer to MJ, tell her how I feel, and so on. Well, naturally, it wouldn't be much of a superhero film if it was just the kids running through Europe, sort of a, Marvel does the European Euro trip thing, just without the Scotty doesn't know rock song in the background. And so while they're in Venice, an elemental creature attacks, and you've seen all this in the trailer, so I'm not really, giving anything away. And at this point, Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, shows up, and Peter is forced into this really awkward situation. He is kind of, as I said, he wants to just have a normal teenage life. He feels he's entitled to that. He feels he's entitled to a summer vacation away from Spider-Man, but yet at the same time, situations keep forcing him back into action, but he also has to take great care to keep his identity secret because, as he points out, if Spider-Man should mysteriously start appearing in Europe, just while he's there, people are going to ask, and he references the monument situation in the previous Spider-Man film, Homecoming. Anyway, so as if that doesn't complicate things enough, you have Nick Fury and Maria Hill showing up saying, look, this whole attack was the tip of the iceberg. You're going to have to work with Mysterio to stop these things. And then, of course, you get the whole yin-yang situation of, do I want to use my powers and my responsibilities, or hey, this is on him and you guys. I've done enough recently. I need to take some time off to recover and get back with that. And of course, that's not enough to deal with. He also is gifted something that gives him all sorts of new options, but also new responsibilities, which just overwhelms him. So you have this situation where you have a surprising amount of humor mixed in with the action. And of course, there's the shocking twist and turn that leads to the whole, action and the big, have to save the day, fate of the world, and all of that in my hands. Now, the great thing about it is, as I said, there's a lot of humor mixed in. Jon Favreau and Marissa Tomei are fantastic together. A lot of situational humor. Never seems forced. It seems very natural. And he is fantastic with his supporting cast. Now, one of the things that I really enjoyed is I've always been a huge fan of Spider-Man. Even before the films, I could say he was my favorite comic character. And I love how they can really show his nimbleness. The fact that Tom Holland has a dance background, can do some acrobatic stuff, really helped. But in some of the earlier films, especially the Tobey Maguire ones, you could tell very, very clearly it was a CGI Spider-Man. And I understand this is expected because of all the movement, the flipping, the turning, the walking on walls, the fast action that happens, especially in the course of an action scene. But I think this time out it was really done well. And the great thing about it is, he's out here flipping, turning, webs going everywhere, and he would land or, come down, and the audience erupted into cheers because they were just really impressed with the visuals, and it was done in such a way that didn't make it look like a video game, had it look natural. I mean, you could, almost suspend reality and say, okay, I'm buying that. And I thought Jake Gyllenhaal did a fantastic job with Mysterio. Nick Fury, Sam Jackson was fantastic. The entire cast was great. And what I think really, really sold it for me, not only did I just enjoy it from start to finish, my wife enjoyed it as well. There are two bonus scenes in the credits, and the great thing about them is a lot of times they're thrown in just to be a little bit of fluff, a little bit of filler, and maybe set up the next film. These were fantastic because let's just say a bombshell was dropped, but then there's also some bit of humor with the bombshell and some surprise cameos, and you're like, okay, wow, that's amazing. That's going to set things up. And then you get the next one, which had even more bombshells and even more, reveals and excitement and surprise cameos. And the great thing about it is these were not like quick 30-second clips. These were, fully developed scenes. And we've got San Diego Comic-Con coming up in a few weeks. Marvel's going to be there. We have the D23 Expo coming up after that. And of course, it's widely believed we're going to be getting, what do you call it? We're going to be getting the reveal of Phase 4, the next set of films that are coming. We've heard rumors. The speculation is obviously Black Widow, which is filming now, the next Guardians of the Galaxy. We have a lot of talk about, I'm drawing a blank too early in the morning. Doctor Strange 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp 3, Ant-Man 3, call it Ant-Man and the Wasp 2, do the numbering any way you want, as well as the Eternals and some of the other characters. So obviously there'll be another Spider-Man film, obviously there'll be another Captain Marvel film, Black Panther. Very excited, 5 stars folks, check it out. And also let me know what you think of this video format. I'm thinking about throwing these in for the bigger but simply put, Spider-Man Far From Home, it's been for me, a largely disappointing summer in terms of film reviews. And I think this one just, film reviews as an after Endgame, I think a lot of the big blockbusters have disappointed. This one didn't. Home run, check it out.